Good afternoon, everyone. This webinar, thanks for attending this webinar. So this webinar will mostly speak of the generative AI, which is artificial intelligence use cases in governance, risk and compliance space. In short, we call it as GRC, which is the industry terminology. The current speakers will be myself, Mr. Samrat, and I am the Senior Director based out of UAE in TRP Global. And assisted to me is Mr. Sayantan Polley, who is our CEO and the co-founder of IRM, and Mr. Subhagata Mandal, who is the software development engineer holding the manager position in IRM area. So I will be mostly taking you out the framework and the use cases and the industry benefits and challenges what the currently industry is going on through Gen AI. And Mr. Subhagata will take you through the system demo in the IRM application, that how you can leverage the Gen AI areas and leverage the benefits of Gen AI in the modules, various GRC modules within the IRM platform. So the current industry challenges because of which it inspired us to develop and deploy the Gen AI solutions to our potential customers based out of multiple geographies. So the current industry challenges which I was highlighting is the manual errors while performing risk assessments, fragmented risk assessments leading to incorrect mitigation plans. There are multiple risk assessment which most of our customers are either, or most of the industries are either doing it manually or following a fragmented or siloed approach across various stakeholders within the entire risk management framework. And sometimes this risk management also requires additional efforts which are required to investing for content creation in risk controls or action plans. Similarly, the audit team also does a lot of manual audits that consumes a lot of efforts for completing a particular audit cycle while analyzing, deciding, or planning a particular audit cycle with various stakeholders. We all know that the risk and compliance teams or the internal audit teams do drive the risk assessment engagements or internal audit engagements, but there is a dependency on multiple stakeholders like risk owners or control performers, or the IT teams or the finance teams who provide the audit evidences. So there are a lot of manual efforts invested, and the approach becomes very much fragmented. People are not able to complete the risk assessments on time. The cycle completion doesn't happen the way it was planned. So there is a huge investment of efforts that are being made, and there are a lot of time and money that gets eaten up in the overall risk assessment process or audit scheduling process or audit running the audit cycle process. Okay. Now, when the entire risk assessment process comes to an end, which is the second line of defense in any organization, or the internal audit cycle is completed, which is the third line of defense in any organization, the final thing that the C-level executives are interested of is about to check a particular status. That what is the status of my audit cycle, where are we standing, or what is the status of a risk assessment, how many risks got assessed, how many control gaps are found. So that is another mammoth task that the internal audit team and the risk assessment team invests through various Excels or through various, Power BI or Microsoft dashboards. But it's a very, staggered approach and a fragmented approach, which again, it's a lot of time and effort. So it would be very helpful if there is any kind of automated solution which can give you a dashboard presentation or, status update presentation in a quick minutes or, consuming minimal time. And that's where is the advent of Gen AI, which we have brought it into our GRC solution. Now, what is Gen AI and what all capabilities it can bring in as a value addition perspective in GRC space? As we all know that AI is nothing but artificial intelligence, and the definition of Gen AI, how it goes is that it helps to automatically create new content with inputs such as text, images, or music by learning from existing data. So you need to have a data repository, and Gen AI can learn on its own, and it can help to create new content as per customers' requirement or as per the end user's requirement. Now, what all capabilities it can bring? in the GRC space. It can automatically analyze vast amounts of regulatory data, okay, and helps to identify the compliance gap, giving detailed reports and recommendations. It can also help to predict future risk. So you don't have to rely fully on your predictive analytics of various expensive tools that are available in the market. Gen AI can do the job from IRM GRC solution itself, which we have prepared, which Subhagata will take you through. And the greatest advantage is that by automating this task, Gen AI actually supports the internal auditing team or the risk and compliance team to better focus on the strategic analysis and decision making rather than consuming their bandwidth in doing the operational activity of risk assessment or internal audit schedule. Okay. From a quantifying perspective, Gen AI has actually enhanced the accuracy, efficiency, and the effectiveness in the GRC process by overall 80%, meaning you will not have any kind of erroneous reports or playing with various Excel sheets or dragging and drop doing drag and drop activities into various GRC or ERP solutions in place, and then finally because of some wrong input of data, or let's say for example fragmented data, you lose the credibility of data credibility and data accuracy assurance. Here, Gen AI is actually, because as it's automated and as it's the source of, it is picking the data from the various data repository that is already available from various ERP solutions or various, front end or back end application. It is actually increasing your data accuracy by almost 80%, which is actually freeing you from doing various manual activities. And as elaborated in the previous points, you can actually concentrate on taking better decisions and doing better strategy making rather than consuming your day-to-day activities from an operational perspective. The core Gen AI features that we would like to highlight over here is risk prediction and mitigation, which I elaborated in my previous slide, that it can help to predict your future risk and also help you suggest recommendations to mitigate or remediate them. Okay. Continuous compliance monitoring. It will also help you to do a continuous compliance monitoring automatically without a minimal manual intervention in place. And also, saving time and effort is one of the core benefit and core feature actually by reducing time by creating content. So Gen AI will actually help you to create contents, and the reliance or the dependency on creating a risk framework master data or audit framework master data reduces drastically. Okay. Seamless audit scheduling and reporting insights and integrations, meaning Gen AI is actually helpful to do a seamless audit scheduling. And finally, one of the core feature, which is AI enabled feature, is that it will help you to build automated reports and dashboards. Now, if you want to leverage the dashboards and the reports mechanism within the IRM tool, most happy to do that. Many of our customers are also using the Power BI or Power Apps, or they have their own Tableau or Alteryx, a kind of reporting tool, which IRM can also get integrated, and the Gen AI dashboards and Gen AI reports can be actually put into through the integrations can be actually put into those report generating platform, and you can also enjoy the reports from those front end reporting applications as well. And that's where we are bringing this kind of features and functionality into the solution. So we would like to elaborate two use cases which we have deployed and which we have seen success for most of our customers. One among them, as I said, reporting and insight. This is a very, very helpful feature which has actually, improved the life cycle of any audit activity or any risk assessment activity or control assessment activity. And this is very, very helpful to the senior leadership of both the departments involving risk and compliance, internal audit. And it is also very, very insightful to the IT departments as well by generating the governance summary. Now, it is applicable both for your single risk assessment or a group of assessments as well. And it is very, very, optimizable, and the customer can actually have the desired fields in the report and context summary. So many of the GRC solutions, which is not Gen AI enabled, or which people claim that they are, having an AI platform in place, We have not seen that kind of huge flexibility where our customers can play around to build a reports leveraging various fields or various data within the report or context summary. Gen AI is bringing the flexibility where actually many of our potential customers and many of our potential our potential partners, they are can have the desired fields in the report or context summary, which is dynamically generated by Gen AI with minimal human involvement. Now, what all data we can bring in? We can actually get all the risk assessments or the status of all the risk assessments and get a GRC summary for a specific assessment, for a specific risk assessment, or for a particular BU, or for a particular company code, or for a particular geography within the organization. Now, how your reporting and insights are powered by Gen AI? Three primary features we would like to highlight is the automated report generation, customizable fields, which we just elaborated, that how you can leverage all your required fields, like percentage of risk assessment made, who has not completed the risk assessment, who has completed the risk assessment, which BU business unit is actually has the minimal compliance gap, which business unit has got the maximum compliance gap, how what is the deviation, okay, from which ERP the data is coming, what are the dates, all timestamps, everything can be captured. And finally, the contextual insights, which will also help you to address the various concerns. It will also showcase you the industry trends and recommendations, which will help you to do a better decision making and effective risk management. So we can also bring in various industry trends. We can also bring in various framework updates through GenAI into the solution itself, so you are updated that what is going on in the outside world. For any kind of core risk management frameworks like COVID framework or COSO framework, for example, or any kind of, when it comes to IT security, any kind of ISO frameworks, for example, changes in NIST, changes in GDPR, all these industry trend can be brought in through GenAI, and it will help your organization to better align your risk management framework or your audit cycle framework based on those globally accepted industry frameworks. Second use case we would like to highlight over here is that it will also help you to automatically generate the contents for risk, control, or root cause, which will show you in the system, and then you will have a live experience at what exactly it means. So Gen AI is actually helping you to create the contents, and you don't have to, as I already highlighted earlier, you don't have to rely fully on creating a big sheet of master data and then uploading it into the GRC solution, and then doing the change management piece of it for when any risk description is changed or any control description is changed, or a very holistic root cause, not pinpointing, which is making the life of the risk owners or the control owners very difficult to understand that why this risk got exposed or why the control failed. So here again, the three primary features which is very much benefiting these use cases: automated report generation. Again, report generation is one of the key feature in GenAI, which we are repeatedly emphasizing. Consistent and comprehensive content change management of managing the content is the key. And when I talk of content, it talks about the risk content, control content, root cause, KRI, KPI, all the primary attributes of a complete risk management framework, ERM or ORM or internal control framework, or ICOFR framework, internal control over financial regulation. So these are some of the framework where content is the key, and based on the content, the decision making is done. GenAI is assuring that the consistent and comprehensive content is available, and as I already elaborated, real-time updates and insights. It's not a passive, or it's not on a fortnightly basis. Gone are the days, basically. So GenAI is bringing the capability of real-time updates and insights with latest data, providing real-time insights and allowing teams to respond more swiftly. So change management, organization change management piece is very well taken care by the Gen AI capabilities and features. Content management is the core area, and the teams, the IT teams and all the other the risk management teams and all the other stakeholders, key stakeholders, including the C-level executives, are very well updated on what is going on, because they are getting real-time updates and real-time changes through GenAI within the GRC solution itself. Okay, so this would be the concluding slide. So I would like to now pass on this to Mr. Subhagata, who will quickly take you through the system demo and give you a live coverage and live experience of how GenAI is behaving based on the two use cases within the IRM solution.
Thank
And
you,
meanwhile,
Shamrat.
if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the Q&A box in the same Teams chat, and we will be responding to it immediately.
Thank you, Shamrat. I think my screen is visible now.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining the session on GenAI use cases in GRC. So as you can find that this is our integrated GRC solution with risk management, internal audits, compliance management, vendor risk management, and incident management, where we have integrated our GenAI to simplify our day-to-day tasks. Okay, so first of all, I would like to demonstrate a use case where the customers can create a risk summary or insights in GRC, as my colleague mentioned in the present while he was giving the presentation, where most of our customers are using this to perform their regular activities. So here you can find in the right hand corner, we have a segment called, AI assistant. So if we just open this AI assistant, you can find a dialog which opens and which shows all the history of our past conversations with the GenAI. The GenAI engine is designed to respond in three different scenarios. The first scenario is, let's say, if I just give a quick search, let's say, what are the steps to perform a GRC? So it will quickly give you a answer. So we have our pre-trained library, which is a trained library with multiple an n number of datas that we have, and based on those data, it is returning some datas. And here you can find this is the answer that what are the steps that based on which we can just perform a GRC. Next, here you can find that we have another two segments like AskDB and a GRC. So what is this AskDB means? So I will just quickly give you an example. Let's say if I just want to have all the assessments of quarter four, and if I just click this Ask DB and click on the send button, you will quickly find that it will just respond that all the assessments that has been carried out in the for the quarter four. Similarly, if you can also find that there is a segment for GRC summary. This is a very important and very crucial part, and most of the customer is very happy to use these services or the functionalities. Here, if I just give you something like this, give me the summary of assessment for quarter Q4. And if I just click on enter, here you can find that it is giving a GRC summarization based on, and it is giving an introduction, what are the risks that has been integrated for this particular assessment, what are the process that has been taken care of, what are the controls that has been applied, what are the KPIs that has been assessed. These are the inherent risk and the residual risks which we used to maintain during the complete assessment. And what are the recommendations? It is just completely provided by our GenAI feature, that what are the mitigations that we might need to take care of, based on which it can provide us some remediation. Also, I will just quickly give you some insight. Let's say, what is the current risk capacity of my organization? Let's say if I just give it and click on this GRC summary, you can just get check out here that it is just returning that what is the current risk capacity of my organization, and it clearly shows that what is the impact level that we are currently having, the what is the actual scores that we are currently having, and it is also giving us all the segments, and also here it is giving our organization score is 0.008. So, and this is a moderate risk capacity. So this is how we our GRC can help in a day-to-day performance, and most of our customers are using this feature to save time, bring efficiency, and also since risk management and audit management department are overstaffed, this GenAI feature is helping them to perform more tasks in some less amount of time. Now, coming to our second use case, I will quickly navigate to a segment called risk statement where we can just create new risk. Now, if I just click on create risk, here you can find in the screen you can find we have an option to create description. Now when we are just going to create a normal description, we have to think, or we have to create a content basically. So a content maybe around 120 words or maybe 150 words. So if I just simply give here some example, let's say some regulatory consequences. And here you can find we have an option for AI assistant. If I just click on this particular button, you can find that the description will be automatically generated. And this will not only save time, but it will have around 99% precision of what input we are giving. So this is some of the feature that we have, and this particular feature, this context creation feature, is not only available for this risk statement, but it is also available for control description, action description, mitigation plans, etc. Now, all that we have demonstrated is our version 1 GenAI model, which has been packed with Llama 2.0. There are many live customers which are using these features currently, and very soon, maybe in upcoming 2 to 3 months, we are also launching the version 2.0 of this AI feature, and with multiple new features and enhancement that are to be incorporated. Yeah, I think that's all from my side for the a short and brief demonstration of GenAI features in GRC module. That's all from my side. That's all from the webinar.